Hello, my name is Shakoya, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I am shifting my mindset and taking my health into my own hands. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory about my health and where I'm at now and why I'm choosing to take this leap and take my health into my own hands. So I'm gonna start when I was a kid. So when I was a kid, I was very athletic. I did gymnastics. I worked out. I was very athletic, and my weight was not an issue for me. I started gaining weight probably when I was like in high school, and honestly, I think it had something to do with the birth control because when I was in high school, I started taking birth control. And when I started taking the birth control, I started gaining weight. It wasn't a huge amount of weight, like it was manageable, but I was gaining weight. I started working and going out and having a social life. I was eating out all the time. I was drinking and, just having fun and enjoying life and not really paying attention to my weight. And in that time frame, the pounds just kept adding on, adding on, adding on. And I was still taking birth control around this time. Originally, I'm from California. I grew up, born and raised in California, in the Bay Area. I moved to Florida in about 2014, and I hit a really big depressive state. For a span of like 9 months, I was super depressed. I was eating a lot, mainly because I had left all my friends in my life in California to move here because I wanted a fresh start, but I didn't know mentally how much a toll it would take on me. Now, I've always dealt with depression, but I never experienced depression on that scale of a level. So, in between those 9 months, I was super depressed, I was eating a lot, and I just wasn't paying attention to my health or nothing. And I ended up gaining over 100 pounds in those 9 months. At that point in my life, I want to say my weight was probably around 250, and at that time that was like the highest I had ever weighed in my life. So I went to the doctor, and at that appointment I found out that I had polycystic ovarian syndrome, and I had the insulin resistant because at that time I was trying to lose weight and nothing was helping. So that's why I ended up making the doctor's appointment. That's when I found out that I had the PCOS. So for those of you who don't know, PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome. So that means that for most people, I will say, because there's different types of cases, but in my case, I have cysts on my ovaries, but because I have the insulin resistance, my body's insulin does not work the way it's supposed to, kind of like a diabetic, but I don't have diabetes. At that appointment, when I found out I had PCOS, they also told me at some point might have a hard time conceiving, and cross that bridge when I get there, because at the time I was young and I didn't necessarily want kids, so it wasn't the first thought in my mind. Between that time period, I was doing all types of like yo-yo dieting. I wasn't taking care of my insulin resistance. I kind of was just being reckless with my health, looking back at it now. And I definitely think like the yo-yo dieting was just not a good thing for me because I ended up gaining more weight. And a couple years ago, I weighed at my highest 312 pounds. And I was always that person that was like, I'm never going to get to 300 pounds. I'm never going to get to 300 pounds. And when I got on the scale and I seen I was 312 pounds, I was in shock because to me, I was like, I don't know how I got like this. I mean, like you're eating, you're doing whatever you want, but the weight creeps up on you, and when you realize it, it hits different. It's like a shock. So when I got to 312 and I was like, this is the highest weight that I've ever been, I decided, okay, now I need to like cut the crap and I need to start trying to get healthy, because at that point, me and my husband were talking about having kids, and I know being at a higher weight and being obese and then plus having the PCOS, it was going to be very challenging. So I wanted to take the initiative to try and lose some weight. I ended up doing keto and I had lost maybe like 10, 15 pounds. And then I stopped doing keto and then I gained it all back. And at that point, me and my husband were still trying to conceive, and we doctors, I scheduled appointments, got tests done, and I realized all my doctors, their main thing was, oh, you just need to lose weight. So with my PCOS and the having issues conceiving, my OB at the time said, oh, you just need to lose weight and you're going to be fine. And my primary doctor said the same thing. Oh, you just need to lose weight and everything will be fine. And it's like, okay, but I need help trying to lose weight. I get that I need to lose weight, but I'm having trouble. Like, my insulin is a mess. I'm gaining weight. I'm not losing. Even when I eat keto or low carb, I'm not losing weight. This does not make any sense to me. It's in my thyroid, and then it turned out that I had thyroid issues. So I went to my endocrinologist, and I found out that I had Hashimoto's. On top of me having PCOS, on top of me being obese and not being able to lose any weight, now I find out that I have this thyroid condition. My doctor, again, with the thyroid doctor, said, oh, well, you just need to try and lose weight. So with my endocrinologist, they did try and put me on like the Ozempic, Trulicity, all the popular weight loss drugs that are out right now. This is prior to them being popular. However, my insurance is really strict, and if you do not have diabetes, they will not cover this medicine. So that was the first check mark. I couldn't get the medicine. Doctor recommended, well, have you thought about getting weight loss surgery? So I went through the whole entire process to try and get weight loss surgery, and then I got to the very end, and then my insurance denied coverage for the surgery because on paper I don't have any significant medical issues that would make them feel like I needed this surgery. So even though I have a thyroid condition, even though I have the PCOS and all the other stuff going on, it was not enough for them to feel like my only alternative was weight loss surgery. Denied for that. So then I went back to the doctor, and my doctor prescribed me Phentermine. I do have a history in my family of family members having heart conditions, and with Phentermine, it can give you heart palpitations and things like that. So I was very nervous about taking it, but I was like, at this point, you know, I want to have a family, I want to be healthy, I really need to lose this weight. Like, I was just focused on the weight, not my overall health, just the weight and the number on the scale. The Phentermine, I didn't lose any weight. So I went back to my doctor, and basically none of my doctors helped me. They just were like, well, you got to figure out a way for you to lose weight, and that's it. I was feeling very discouraged because I felt like I'm trying to lose this weight and I'm trying to be healthy. My goal is I want to have a family, you know, and me and my husband at this point in time, we're going on maybe 5 years of trying to conceive, and everybody just says, oh, it's your weight, it's your weight, it's your weight. So I put a lot of pressure on myself. I felt like I'm not getting any help, and I'm starting to have little trust in my network as far as my doctors. I decided to start doing some research and take matters into my own hands. The first thing I did is I started doing some research on the PCOS and infertility and how to combat that or heal yourself, or be, you know, so that you can be able to conceive. And then I started just researching like nutrition and having a balanced meal because diets for me don't work. To be honest, I'm one of those people, I can diet for a month, maybe two, but after that, I go back to eating whatever I want, and that's why I have not been successful in losing weight. I want to approach it in a different way. I don't want to just think about the number on the scale. I want to focus on my overall health, my mental health, my physical health, and my spiritual health, because all three of those play a key part in just your overall health and wellness. Long time I was just distracted by the number on the scale. What do I plan on doing to start the mindset shift and having a better quality of life and taking my health into my own hands? That I'm going to do is tackle my food addiction. I have an addiction to food, mainly fast food. I eat fast food a lot. Work is one of my biggest triggers because I do have coworkers who order out every single day, and it's really, really hard for me to say no because I have that addiction to the fast food. So my first goal is I want to start conquering that. So what I'm going to do starting next week is I'm going to challenge myself, and I want to go a whole week of no fast food. Hoping I can accomplish it, but even if I can make it 2 days out of the 5 days that I'm going to do it, I'm going to be happy with that because it's a start, and I just want to start somewhere. So the first part, tackling this fast food addiction. Second thing that I plan on doing is not weighing myself. The reason I'm deciding not to weigh myself is because I can become very obsessive with the number on the scale, and I don't want to get into a headspace where I feel like I need to weigh myself every day, or I need to weigh myself once a week and get discouraged if the number on the scale is not where I want, because I know that that's going to hinder my progress. Scale is a hindrance for me. Third thing that I'm going to start doing is exercising and going to the gym. I occasionally go to the gym, but it's not consistent, and I know that exercising is going to be a big part in my health and wellness journey, not just to lose weight, but to feel good about myself, overall wellness. So right now I go to the gym maybe once or twice a week, which is not bad, but I want to have a routine because my gym right now is not a routine. I just go whenever I feel like it. So I want to set a gym routine, specific days that I go to the gym, and I want to incorporate some like boot camps or other workouts. Is I am going to start doing things that make me happy. Now, I know that doing things that make me happy don't necessarily play into my weight, which is very true, but I'm not just focusing on the weight. Depression and anxiety, I want to start doing things in life and enjoying life that make me feel fulfilled and happy, because I know for myself when I'm not happy, when I'm depressed, and when I just overall don't feel good about myself, that's when I'm more prone to self-sabotaging any progress that I make, and I don't want to do that. So for me, I have to start doing things, just going out and enjoying life and not letting my weight, the number on the scale, or the things that I have going on within my body just define and take over my life. For this channel is I'm going to share all these experiences with you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because this is not going to be a perfect process, and it's going to be a journey. You know, I am trying to lose weight. I'm trying to start a family. I'm trying to work on being happy and my overall wellness. And those are things that take time. But I also want to share that with you because it's going to help me be accountable. And then I want to at least help other people who are going through what I'm going through to know that, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but you can do it. And I'm challenging myself to go through this process, not give up no matter what happens, and see things through. Because at the end of the day, I know what goals and things that I want to accomplish, and I don't want anything to get in the way of that, even myself. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did a lot of talking, but I wanted to give you guys a little backstory about why I've decided to start this process and why I'm going to film it. I hope that you guys follow along, and if you have any suggestions for me, feel free to leave them in the comment box, and I will see you guys in the next video.